So for the
Yeah.
benefit of anyone wondering who is Mr. Waduud, you
Okay.
go ahead and do an introduction.
Well, first thing is I'm Mr. Waduud, also known as King, and I'm an ordinary artist. That's how I pride myself. But beyond that, I'm a muralist, which means I paint, I draw, I ink, I pencil, and I illustrate. I am mostly drawn to anything that any magic you can make with pen and paper. So I write poetry, and I I speak. I connect with people. I run a mental health organization, mental health awareness platform where the creatives come together as a melting pot to share their own creative struggles and are able to channel their energy for mental wellness, called King's Journal. And I'm still a student of Obafemi Awolowo University at founder level now. And once again, I'm an ordinary artist.
You know, I, I, I recall you calling yourself something else before. Still an artist. You're now you're saying you're an ordinary artist. That's it.
Multidisciplinary artist.
Multidisciplinary artist. That was it. So why
Yeah.
have you changed
Yeah.
it to just an ordinary artist? What's happened?
Recently, or over the year since the last time that we had an interview, um, I tend to realize that it's easy to give titles to all the things we do. It's easy to get lost in title as a thing that you're speaking to be, oh, I'm the best at this, or I do this is what I do, and all that. But first, I want people to connect with me as an ordinary person or a learner who can always make mistakes on a job and who can also be professional at a job. So I sort of put myself as an ordinary artist in order to blend my humanness and my professionalism into one.
Wow, that's really insightful. That's a whole lot of learning since we last saw.
It is.
And who have been your clients in the last 12 months since has that changed as well?
Well, it's been numerous, to speak, because in fact, since the last time we spoke, versus the artist I am right now, I've switched or evolved from the artist who used to take portraits to making large-scale murals, and which means I've had to work with big corporations like Printivo, like I've worked on Spa Walls, I've worked at Sensilo, I've worked at APN Terminal, I've worked with Recycler. In fact, I'm still currently working with Recycler. Reimagining their containers, using Frankie style and all that. They also have this upcycle mentality, and just been a whole lot, numerous to mention. They're private, they're public, and then there's just a number of. I've worked at Estic Plaza, and I've also volunteered for a couple of platforms, and I'm just glad I'm able to create every single day.
Fantastic. Where are you going in your journey right now?
Growing.
Towards where?
That's what I'm saying. I'm growing. That's my destination.
Yeah.
My destination is growth. My destination is next time I'm speaking to Flora, I'm not the same guy she spoke with last time.
How
That's my destiny.
Yeah, I mean, how important is that beyond having a title, beyond having a specific sort of destination, whether it's a 3, 4, 5 year destination? How important is the growth in its own right versus that?
Okay, it's essential for me because that way I don't have to pressure myself, and at the same time I'm hoping to be able to take so much in, to learn so much, to try stuff. I try to let people understand that I'm still very young, and which means I'm just starting. I'm still at a stage where I'm experimenting stuff. I'm learning. I have no mentor. I have people I look up to, people that inspire me, but I have nobody that is putting me through, oh, this is exactly how you are going to channel for you to be staged, to have the right placement in life, in the corporation, in the world, in the world at large. But the logic of, you got this, and all you just gotta do is do it anyway. And you might fail and get comfortable with that. It's okay. But the most important thing is you're not going to just sit put. You're going to do something new, explore, and grow every single day or learn.
Great stuff. Now, that is a really, I guess it. Some would say, because you're a millennial, and
Yeah, man.
there are many things that we read, right, about millennials and how they think and everything. And I guess there is a school of thought that would say that would be typical millennial thinking.
Yeah.
But it, for me personally, listening to you, it's just kind of unique. I think that certainly, if I look back to my 20s, I wish I would have been more independent thinking. But there is a benefit of having those that have kind of been there before, have some experience before, uh, not necessarily direct you, but be a sounding board, I guess. I remember when I posted a picture that my son had, I think, painted or drawn, and you made comments about it, and you said,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
stronger strokes and stuff like that. So while you
Yes.
weren't sort
Yes.
of saying you must do this and you must head in this direction, you were giving valuable advice that was based on understanding, that was based on expertise. So I guess,
Feedback.
yeah,
Feedback.
yeah, great, yeah. So there is still a place, isn't there? I guess there's still a place for to get that input. And you already said it. You said you have mentors, people that you may not, or that you look to. You may not directly engage with them, but they, there is something that you kind of pick up from them. Yeah.
So, so the word is my teacher, as it's as it is for me. Is I tend to allow myself understand that I can learn from anybody. I can learn from your son sketch, and I can also learn from the grandest painting I've seen. I could learn from a video I just watched or from a book I just read. So I don't know if you can switch it to back camera here, but just a little bit insight about what my table looks like. Those are books
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, those books are for me to be able to tap into words,
Yeah.
to be able to tell myself that I'm constantly learning new things every single day. So there's a million of them, and that's why I say that the world is my teacher. I have people that might go to people to just check stuff, what they are up to, to get insight on how they're doing this thing. And I think one of the best advantage that my narrative has helped me is because I'm able to share whatever the little thing I know, because there's my land is a no secret land. Hey, you call me up and tell me this, I'll tell you what I know. So it allows me to be able to ask people anytime I'm not sure about how to go about something. And the people may not have money to give you any resources or direction to guide you, but they would always have answers. You just have to find the right ways to put your questions across in
Got it.
a
Got it.
in a convenient manner.
Great response. And talking about the ongoing journey of growing and learning, the last 2 weeks has been a phenomenal. It's 2 weeks, but it feels like with everything that has been packed into it, it feels like so much longer than just 2 weeks, right? How has it been for you? The
Yes,
whole
yes.
NSAS thing, the whole campaign, the peaceful protest. I know you were quite active in that, um, uh, and we sort of had a few messages here and there. How has that whole experience been for you?
It's been roller coaster. I've had my ups and my down during the last 2 weeks. There's always that concern and responsibility of is a general responsibility for every one of us to speak as regard what's going on in our country at the moment, and it's essential we point out what issues are around, especially those that can be corrected, and then we need to hold people accountable. So beyond my role as an artist, first I'm a Nigerian, so I am I am by duty expected to not stay silent, because silence is never an option. Now, the opportunity my creativity or my profession affords me is to be able to pass across these messages in creative manner, in convenient manner, or in more mentally acceptable means, because there's a whole lot of sides to this old struggle we are fighting right now. Because there's the physical challenges, there's the financial challenges, and then there's the mental challenges. The mental effects is all have on our life as youths in this country. So right now, I'm just going to say, so far so good. We are just we have more questions than we started with. We have more questions, and as much as it looks as though we are being gaslighted, as though nothing happened, and we look like a laughing stock, um, we are not going to keep quiet. In fact, in my own little way, I just had very this very day, I just had them screed plaster my whole fence at the front of my building in order for me to be able to make a huge mural that has a statement that says something about what happened on the 20th of this month, and hopefully we get to stick it out that we're not keeping quiet, and then we're going to still get results. We're just going to approach it in a more strategic manner.
Thank you so much. And there was something that you said uh, with regards to being seen as a laughing stock. I certainly can say that in the majority of cases that isn't true. Uh, I mean, you need to simply just check out some of the driving forces behind this whole movement, and look at the comments, the
Yeah.
feedback. It has been phenomenal. There has been praise. It has been something that has really given a lot of people hope in the ability of people to come together as one voice. And while it has ended in a certain way that uh, almost you could say was
No,
hijacked.
no, it hasn't ended. It hasn't ended. They think it
Thank,
has, but
thank,
it
thank you.
isn't.
Yeah. So thank you for that correction. What I think there's a pause, but it's not ended. There's a pause in terms of the
Yes,
amount of activity.
yes,
So you're absolutely right. It's
yes,
a pause. It's not ended, and
yes.
there's definitely a lot of positive learning that we have taken away from that. I don't think there's any reason to be embarrassed or ashamed
And
at all. At
yeah,
all.
at all, at all.
Yeah.
In fact,
Yeah.
I think,
Absolutely.
yeah, I think the last 3 days since we've been under coffee in Lagos State, and it has afforded me myself to be able to gain some insight into our past, and how exactly this country tick in governance in a way, because I've been able to make my own personal research and read up, come across stuff that educates me from a narrative of, oh, our parents or our fathers or our brothers did not fight for us, so we're fighting for ourselves and all that. I think the narrative is that we are more opportune than our predecessors. It's not as though they didn't fight for all of this, they didn't struggle for us to have a better world. I just realized that given the digital influence that we have today,
Yeah.
we're able to communicate and share the narrative of what's going on around
Much
us
broader.
instantly with the world,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
that puts us at a range that is far better stand than our predecessors. And all we
Yeah.
just have to do right now is being able to find the convenience point to drive our message without having a clash between um, the true side of this war of this whole time, this struggle we are going through, because we have those that have the original idea, the starters of the idea of, oh, we are doing a peaceful protest and then we are going to get results for a better world, and we want to hold people accountable with true peace. And then there are those that are hot, have lost people, and are just raging.
Yeah.
One way or the other, their feelings are valid, but their action might not be justifiable. And because of that, we need to find a convenience point in order to have a way to still pass across our message and get a result we want.